Hi, Hayden here, and this video is going to be an unboxing video. But before I get into that, I want to address something about the kind of clothes that I wear and stuff like that. In a couple of my videos, especially the three most recent ones, you see me wearing this shirt. And this shirt is just a moisture wicking material that it absorbs a lot of water and allows it to dry off very quickly. But still, at the end of the day, this thing here is soaking wet, just like my other shirts, but it is a hoodie, and it allows me to protect my ears from sun and all that kind of stuff. Now, I bought two of these for testing, and I liked them quite a bit, so I went back and bought three more of them, and they are in bright safety orange. I have no idea what color this is going to look like on your screen, but trust me, the thing is orange. It looks kind of peachy to me on the screen there, but it's an orange shirt, safety orange. And the reason why I did that is I probably don't want to be wearing camouflage if I have a massive coronary out there in the field, and eventually I would like somebody to find me other than by smell. So I got the safety orange in case something happens to me or whatever and I don't show up for dinner at the house. My wife knows where I was probably working, and she'll find a bright orange shirt out there somewhere in the field. Also, though, a good thing is that if I do get in any trouble out there in the fields, the neighbors are pretty aware of what I'm doing and where I'm going. And sometimes I might have an issue and the neighbor just shows up to help without even being asked. And that's kind of a nice thing too. Let's get into the unboxing part of this video. And what this is some folks have been asking about driving videos. I have a motorcycle that I don't think you've ever seen on a video, but I wanted to make some driving videos with the motorcycle, or riding videos, right? So I was trying to find a way to connect my cameras or this phone to my motorcycle, and the option is very easy. Just buy a motorcycle mounting kit and you're good to go. But the problem is my handlebars are unique, and they are not the round tube of a handlebar. That's not what my handlebars are like. My handlebars are actually two individual pieces. There's a right side and a left side, and they're not round. So they mount up to the the front wheel, the forks, but they're not round. They're more triangular or something like that in shape. So I had to find a solution that would work for me. And what I did is I was doing a lot of research, looking around, trying to find a great answer and everything else. And I found something called the Gecko, which is a name brand that I've been familiar with. And to mount a heavier camera to a car or something like that, where you want to get driving scenes and unique angles and stuff like that, you need something a little more substantial than, or you can use that thing that goes to your handlebars. That works great. However, that's not going to work for me. That's not going to be a solution that's going to get the job done. So I went ahead and I ordered the Gecko, and there's a couple of different versions of this thing. And the one that I ordered is the triple mount. And the reason why I ordered the triple mount is because this particular one actually includes two mounts together. So that's it. That's the unboxing part. The thing is very quick, very easy to get out of the package. Let me get this opened up. I'm not going to go put you through the noise of that operation. And then I'll show you this device. I'll lower the camera and put it on the table here. And let's take a look at what it is and what it's all about. So hang on a second. We'll be right back. All right, let's get to it. As far as the unboxing goes, basically you just open up the clamshell, which is pretty good. And this is the Delkin Gecko. The Delkin is has it Delkin, and it's basically a suction cup mount system, and there are three suction cups on here, and the idea is that it's very, very adjustable to put together however you might need to do it. And but basically the way this thing works is you put the suction cup down on your flat surface, then you lift, you push a button down. All right, so you put it down. Let me see if you can see this. Press. It says press right on it, so you don't forget. You press that down, and then you lift up this tab. Now, ironically, this is not a smooth surface, so this is an excellent test. It will not stick. So it needs to be to a clean dry surface and a smooth surface, kind of like the hood of your car or something like that, and it'll work well. Or your window, you'll work good on your window too. All right. So it holds for a little bit, but it's going to give up. There we go, because this is not a smooth surface. But that's an easy operation. I don't know if you can see this on the camera. Let's see if you can. I don't know. It depends on how I get it. But on this button right here, it says press, and that is indeed a button that you press down. Okay, let me put it up here. All right, so you see there's a little gap right there maybe. Press down, you put it on your surface you want to mount it to. Press it down and then lift up on this tab. Let me show that up here. Okay, so you put it down on your surface, right? Then you press this button down and you lift this tab, which kind of pulls it up and makes a nice tight suction. All right, now there are ball mounts. If I loosen this connection here up, this is an articulating arm which will spin around in 360 degrees every different direction. There's another ball mount on top and a little camera thing where you can put your camera mount to, the 4x20 connection. This is another connection here, right? And that slides, and this connection slides up and down, right? This is an articulating thing here as well, all right? So that can move, and let's say, here we go. Let me get this connection away the way I saw it on the videos, and then I'll hold it back up and show it to you. All right, so basically, I'm gonna get these things tightened up a little bit. This is sort of kind of the connection I see the thing in. It's a very nice way to do it, but that's kind of a crazy angle maybe if you're on the hood of your car or something like that. That's a crazy angle for your camera. Luckily, there's a nice, this thing here will spin around, okay? So this part here spins around, and this is an articulating ball too. So it can go all the way around 360 degrees, and when you get the angle that you want, just hold it steady and tighten it up and you're good to go. Now, I have an old camera here. Serendipity? It is actually, because I didn't plan this. So what you would do is, what I'd probably do is loosen this up. Let's see it, give it a little experiment here. Now, the reason I got the triple suction cup Fat Gecko is because it actually allows me to mount a 12 up to 12 pound camera. Now, I kind of take that with a word of caution in there, because think of it like diving watches or something like that. Something might be good down to 30 meters. That's, if nothing else is happening, 30 meters, the pressure on the equipment of you're not moving. It's just the pressure. If you're moving your arm around on your 30 meter watch or something like that, you might have an issue with that waterproof capability. All right, just saying. But a 12 pound camera, that's 12 pounds with not a whole lot of wind resistance going against it, and not up and down mountain, trails and stuff like that. But, I would also put some kind of a lanyard maybe on your camera so you don't lose your camera, and also on the Fat Gecko itself, tie it down somewhere and tie that to something else. If this thing comes off, it's very beefy and heavy. It's going to do some damage to your car, some scratches and things like that. So you want to be careful with how you're using it, making sure that everything's locked down nice and tight. And you do have to clean the surface that you're going to mount this thing to. I wish I had it, other than that picture behind me over there. I have my my old computer, my newest computer, the one I built. I could put it down on there. Let's see here, not that direction. Let's use this one here. Press it down, lift it up. Yeah, that's a good seal. All right, so that's nice. Now to get this thing up, it does have this little tab right here. See it sticking up? Just like we have in Florida, we have the Sun Pass. It's a toll system we can use to pay tolls with, and they have these little tabs on there, and you just kind of pull up on the tab to get a little bit of air under there, and the thing will pop off, and you're cooking with gas. So with that, I think that'll probably wrap this up. That's a pretty good thing. Now what I got to do is I got to test this thing. Now there's one other thing I want to point out. With the camera mount here, you can buy a 1, 2, or a 3 suction cup mount, right? So this is a suction cup mount, right? So we have the Fat Gecko here, right? And we got a couple of articulating balls up here, all right? So I can get a pretty good, and that's the high rise I can get out of it. It doesn't extend any further than that. But, you know, this thing here could be sitting that high. Now, here's another good thing for this. You know, like an additional use kind of thing. This could be like a camera for, like there's a computer right there. You can have your camera set up for doing vlogs, or you can do some YouTube videos or something like that, like this video right here. If this happened to be like the right altitude, the right level for you, you can set your camera up right there and have it while you're doing videos for, you know, YouTube or whatever, you know. Set your camera up, you're good to go. So you have your little tripod is good to go. And now, and it's good in every direction because this articulating ball thing, like this particular tripod that the phone's mounted on is a little bit hokey sometimes. I actually change the level of the extension of the legs to get the thing to be level, because it's not, you know, but for that, for the ball, all you have to do is set the ball up right, get the suction cup down or whatever, or however you're mounting the thing up. Good to go, have your camera ready, and you're cooking with gas. I imagine it's a very quick setup. Also, on this single level, this will, oh, it's nice, got clicks to it. I did not know that. This one here will sit up too, but it's actually sits a little bit lower. Like say, for example, this is a little high. Maybe you want to put it down to a lower stance. You got another tripod right here, or another, you know, camera mount right here, and it can sit a little bit lower. Or if you want to use two cameras to get two angles, you can set this up. You know, I don't know if you had a mirror or something like that, maybe a makeup channel or whatever, and you're doing stuff in a mirror or whatever, you know, put the suction cup on a mirror and you have a lightweight camera, you're good to go. Okay, so that would work very well. I think there's a plethora of different uses, and I just like saying plethora, okay? So there's a plethora of different uses that you can use this for, and all of them are valid. But however you can get the job done, right? To get your video done and accomplished, and keep going and cooking with gas, doing all well. So this is the Fat Gecko. This is the triple system, and it has a screw here for this adjustment arm, which this one here goes up and down. And then this one here, for the single part with the curved handle to it. Let me show you that. It's got the curved part to it. This one here will also has a 4x20 screw on top, all right? And it mounts right into the side of this. I'm gonna loosen this one up so I can just turn this freely and just put it on there and turn it in. You're cooking with gas. Now I want to do one more thing too. It's like, you know, you can set this thing up however you want to. Let me go ahead and do this. All right. Now, you know, however it is you need to do this to get that done, right? So you can get some. Let me tighten this up because I'm not really catching that on the camera. Maybe I'll just tilt this down a little bit. Hang on. There we go. All right. So whatever it is you need to do to get your angle, all right? And if you get a wider footprint, you could be good with that too. Now you can also change these connections in a lot of different ways and still have the firm connection, all right? So you got a lot of articulation going on here, and you got 3 different connections in which to do that. So there's got to be a lot of different ways to get your shot set up and ready to go. And one of the things you might want to do is try to get the lowest angle on your camera that you can possibly get. And in order to do that, I feel like a kid playing with a new toy here. All right. So you may need to do all kinds of different things. You want to get the lowest possible angle for your camera. All right, so this one here would actually be a little bit of an interesting endeavor because the button is underneath the arm here. But I can still push it down. Okay, so I need to have that a little bit up. But you can, you know, like I'm saying, you can see here, you can have a whole bunch of different ways in which to get your camera mounted up and as low as you might want it to be. So you can get yourself one of these devices and get your camera all set up. I'm just trying to get it like close to where like the level of the car would be. Well, that's pretty tight. And again, this would help, you know, if you want to use all 3 legs, I mean, that's a pretty sturdy platform, you know, rather than just the 2. Because I don't have a surface that, none of my surfaces, by the way, will allow me to make the suction cup connection here. But the 3 will certainly, I mean, you know, that's a really good connection, even without having the suction part of it working. So that's pretty neat. I think this is going to be a really good device for me to use. I can use a camera. It's not going to be as tall as this one. It'll be a shorter camera. It's a pretty small camera. It's the most recent one I used for professional video. All right. So that'll be the camera that I'll try. It's a Canon. This is a Canon camera too, but it's the Canon Vixia HFR 500 is the camera I'll be using with this, and I'll try to get this mount to work with it as well. But I think this is a pretty exciting thing for a selfie. My other camera has a flip out screen too, but this is the old 4:3 aspect ratio. This is an old camera, pretty darn old, you know, but so you can have your, you know, the monitor flipped out and you'd be facing looking at the monitor, just like I can with my phone here, though it's a much smaller image. So no, I like this a lot. This is very, very nice for a device, and I'm pretty impressed by it. And I'm very impressed by the build quality too. But that's the other thing again with the 2 items. Then I can disconnect the single unit, and I can use that. Now, as far as the angle, if I put this down on the table, it's going to fall over. But that's not the deal. It's going to be actually connected to the side of a car or the side of a motorcycle, right? And you want the thing really not to have the least wind resistance on it, all right? And then like, oh, okay, well, I'm mounting it to the side of my camera. I'm gonna be shooting some kind of crazy vertical video or something. That's not gonna work. Well, just loosen up a connector, all right? Tighten that puppy up, all right? And you can get that thing right up against your side of your car, very little wind resistance, and you're cooking with gas. I think this is gonna be, this connection, this Fat Gecko triple mount is going to be a sexy beast. And I'm pretty excited about looking forward to putting it to use and doing some some test videos with this in the car and on the motorcycle. So with that, that'll wrap this one up for the Fat Gecko. I'll give you another, an updated review on that when I get that done. So with that, until I catch you in the next video, take care and be well.